Hi there, it's Karen at Corrie Paper Crafts here, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Central Scotland. Welcome back to another Simple Sundays project, and it's this little treat pouch here. It's got a ribbon belly band, and inside is a tea bag and a little biscuit. With the biscuit there's actually room to pop maybe a sachet of milk or certainly a little sugar stick. And I used some retiring product and some continuing product to make it. So the base or the cardstock for my pouch is Purple Posy, and so is the ribbon. That is the scalloped linen ribbon in Purple Posy, and they are from, Purple Posy is from the 2019 to 21 in colours, so they're carrying on in the new catalogue, the new annual catalogue, for another year. I actually stamped my sentiment though with Highland Heather ink because we don't have any Purple Posy ink and we're not going to have any. That's been withdrawn due to production issues. But Highland Heather, and certainly if you want it paler, stamped off once before you stamp with it, is a very close match. And because it's not right next to the flowers on here, I think it looks fine. That's first generation. It's not stamped off at all. So it's really quick and easy to make. You don't need a lot of product at all. The DSP, sorry, is from the Best Dressed 6x6 paper stack, and that is retiring. So if you want to get it, then I would suggest that you get that fairly quickly, because it will go, especially now that the retiring list is out. So don't hang about if you want the Best Dressed DSP. This looks maybe a little bit feminine, so I'm going to use the same products but with slightly different colourways so that it's a little bit more masculine. So I'm going to use Pretty Peacock cardstock, which is part of these in colours as well. There are 5 in each in colour family, as you'll probably know. And still from the Best Dressed DSP, I've got 2 pieces of the striped pattern this time. So the cardstock measures 6 1/4 inches by 5 inches, and the 2 pieces of DSP measure the same. They are 3 1/4 by 2 7/8, and you'll need a piece of white, Whisper White, just to stamp your sentiment. So I'm going to show you how I made it. So I'll need my scoreboard because we've got a few lines to score. And on the long side, the 6 1/4 side, score at 3 inches and 3 1/4, and then on the short side, score at 1 5/8. There we are, and that's all the scoring done. So get the scoreboard out of the way without thumping the tripod, and then just fold and burnish on all the score lines. Like so, and then just before we do anything else, just manipulate those score lines there, because these little bits are going to stick to the inside of the pouch. And before I do anything else, I'm going to stick my pieces of DSP on. So just a bit of glue around the edges, trying to make sure I catch the corners so that they don't start to lift, and with an even border round the outside, I'm just going to stick that down. That looks okay, I think, and the same for the other piece. This glue is running out, and I was hoping it would hold out. I can feel there's still some in there. Just making sure I get into the corners, and that's maybe a bit too much in that corner. There we are. And just making sure again I have an even border all the way round. Pop that down and then just check it before I stick it down. That looks okay. It's a bit difficult on this side because there's a dark piece of green. I think that's okay. Oh, it's stuck now and not wanting to move, so that's definitely where it's going. And then on the inside of the pouch, there's no cutting either. You're just going to stick a piece of tape on this end, in this crease in the middle, and on the end of here. So we'll get rid of that glue. So just with a piece of tearing tape, just from the score line to the bottom edge of the cardstock, a piece there, a piece in the middle, again just below that score line to the edge. Somebody's out strimming the grass outside, if you can hear a funny noise. It's been a really nice day here. It's early evening now, but I think some people like to come out when it's not quite so hot, because it's been really hot today. There we are. So I'm filming this on the Saturday afternoon before you see this on the Sunday. So just the day before. So give those a press down. And then it's as simple as take the backing off and stick the flap down. So I just lined these score lines up first. I'm covered in glue, and then I just ran my finger along that score line and up, and that'll make sure that it folds down evenly. And if you just get a little bit of tape sticking out like that, just take something pointy and push it back in. There we go, and that is your pouch made. So before we put it all together, we'll do our stamping. So I've used the Treats Made with Love stamp from the Delightful Day stamp set, and I'm pretty sure this is carrying on into the new annual catalogue. I'll have to check that for sure, but I'm pretty sure that's carrying on as well. So I've already got it mounted on a block, and I'm just going to grab my Pretty Peacock ink, which I had and it's escaped. Here we are. I knew it was here somewhere. And just stamp onto my Whisper White card about there. This is a really nice colour. I don't use Pretty Peacock nearly often enough, but I really like it. And then I used the tailored tag punch just to cut out my sentiment, and I just tried to centre it as best I could before I punched. So about there. It's a whimsical sentiment, and it's a whimsical font, so it doesn't always look straight, but it doesn't really matter. And then all I did was, to save having so much white at the top and the bottom, I just lined it up on one of the lines on my scoreboard. I'm not being exact with the measurements at all. I'll maybe just take it over a little bit and just held it down firmly and chopped a bit off the top, and I did exactly the same to take a bit off the bottom. I really just, in fact, if I line it up to that 1/4 inch line on this side, that'll make, oops, it would have made sure that I cut that straight. There we are. You just need to make sure you hold on to it and so that it doesn't move, and that makes it just less white top and bottom. So that's that done. So then I need to pop in my tea bag and my little biscuit. Get rid of all these little bits of glue that keep coming off my hands, because I can't do anything without making a mess. Pop in my tea bag and my little biscuit, and then using the Pretty Peacock in the scalloped ribbon, I've got a glue dot just holding that end down, so we'll snip that off. And starting at the front, I just held that down, brought my ribbon round, overlapped it just a little so that I could stick it together, and I'm overlapping and just matching up these scallops, and I'm overlapping it by about 4 scallops, I think. And just grab my scissors and cut straight. And then all I did then was I added a few glue dots to one end of my ribbon. So I think I added about 3. So 1 just to make sure the ribbon stays together, 2 and oops, 3 about there. And then I just brought that round and lined up the scallops, just pressing my pouch together a little bit and made sure that these scallops lined up evenly, and that means that my ribbon is straight. And because it's got a bit of spring here, it'll open up if you don't put your ribbon round too tightly. It'll open up and fill up that space. So keeping that join in the middle at the front, I then just added a few glue dots to the middle of my sentiment. I think I added about 3 to that as well. Come on, stay stuck. 1, 2, 3, and then I just made sure that I lined up this point and this point in the middle of the natural band in the middle of my ribbon, about there, and just gave it a bit of a press. But remember not to press too hard, you don't want to break your biscuit. And that's my pouch made as easy as that. So I hope you like those. Quick and easy to make, and I think they look really quite nice. So we've got a his and hers treat pouch with a tea bag and a biscuit in it. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you've not pressed the little bell icon, press that too, and it will give you a notification of any other videos that I post. And until I see you next time, stay well, stay safe, take care, and bye bye.